What up, Dokkanners? You can never expect Dokkan's next move. I've been saying this a ton, and once again, I am proven right by this crazy move that just happened on the global side of the game. So in this video, we're going to be talking about the shocking news that Trunks, yes, the same Trunks from yesterday's video that was announced for JP, is coming to global as well. We'll talk about all of the in-game announcements on the global side because there is a ton. And we'll talk about the JP data download because there are a couple of things in there to also discuss. So we'll start with the Trunks news. But before we do that, if you guys have been enjoying all the content on the channel, all of the red zone runs, all of the shorts, all of the news videos, then make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. We are on the road to 90,000 subscribers, and I could really use your help. So if you guys have been enjoying the content and you want to support your boy, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button today. I would really, really appreciate it. This has been a long-term goal of mine to hit the big 9-0 during the big 9 year. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Also like the video while you're at it. So we'll start with the Trunks news. Why did they do this? Maybe because it happened on JP, so they're doing it at the same time on global because it's only fair. Now, in terms of what this does to the banner, it's very likely that this will, well, I mean, I guess there's no basis for either prediction, but it could either replace one of the 7 featured SSRs. Obviously, it won't replace Frieza or Dodoria, but it could possibly replace one of the remaining 5 featured SSRs, or it simply is the 8th SSR. So if it is a 7th replacement, that's good for the rates because it doesn't change. But if it is an 8th SSR, then that does dilute the summons a little bit. So for those of you who are summoning because maybe you're a Trunks fan or a Dodoria fan or a Frieza fan, it is going to be that much harder to potentially pull one of those characters. Depending on however you feel, you know, go crazy. Most of the people, I think, are not going to be summoning anyway, but this is dropping on the, I mean, I think it's going to be dropping on the same banner as the Frieza and the Dodoria. So let's take a look at the animations because both have animations. We already know what the attacks do because we checked that out, but I mainly want to just check out the dub like intro and stuff. So here we go.
Just you watch. I will win back a world where everyone can live and laugh in peace.
Okay, sounds good, sounds good. Now let's take a look at the Frieza. Frieza has an active and an intro. Where's that? This one?
Zarbon, open the upper hatch.
What? Twitter, man, what the... Bro, what is wrong with you? Exactly, man. Hold on. Did I miss anything?
Zarbon, open the upper hatch.
Mother... Are you serious, man? What is wrong? I had the same expression that Zarbon just did. Wasn't even worth it. He didn't even say anything. I will admit this attack is kind of cool from the sense that it's not Frieza doing the physical attacking, it's Frieza with the finisher. But having those like hordes of enemies attacking the opposition is going to be pretty neat. All right, active skill. Now I totally forgot how this sounds on the JP side. There's no laughing?
Well, would you look at that? Zarbon, Dodoria. Beautiful fireworks.
Ah, I feel like there should have been laughing, especially when he says beautiful fireworks. That actually sounds good. Oh, there's no laughing though. All right, so there you go. That is the global dub for the active and intros. All right, cool. So my thoughts on this whole thing, like I said in my previous videos, my new realization when it comes to all of this is I'm just gonna go with the flow, and I'm very glad that I genuinely feel this way because I've seen a lot of mixed reactions to this, and I get it. I'm not going to talk about all that stuff again. I rambled long enough in 2 other videos. I just think at this point, don't think about it from the perspective that every character must be dropping on global before the point of unification. Think about it as they are not going to be worrying about the banners, which is why they're dumping Frieza or Trunks in with the Frieza. And instead, think about it from every other perspective. Free-to-play characters, events, other types of content. The banners will eventually work themselves out. So, you know, let's just say the final separate banner is the 9-year anniversary. And so then the trap celebration where Topo is supposed to be dropping is instead Dokkan Festival Baba that drops for JP. So we would get that banner, and then, like, you know, let's say Topo is returning for the first time on JP on the Baba banner. Well, Global just happens to get Topo as well on our banner. So it just happens to be a 2-for-1 for us. That will happen for a couple of banners for whatever remaining characters that we haven't accounted for, which would be Topo, the Tanabata, and, you know, whatever luxury characters we're also missing. And then eventually after those banners give us that extra little, you know, character bump, we're fully caught up. That's how I want to look at it. That's how I think you guys should look at it moving forward, and just try not to think too much into it, because otherwise you're going to go crazy. I mean, I was coming up with theory after theory. Not that I didn't like it, but it's more like I just hate being wrong so much. So I just, you know, I'm just going to be very passive and zen about it. It's funny. To me, this was funny. I was having a kick out of this. So those are my thoughts on that. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. At least we're getting the trunks. Let's see if it is in fact a replacement and not an addition. That could change how people summon, because I know that there are a few people who are big fans of trunks who might just, I mean, that's a thing. Like, we are only the vocal minority. There are just legions of players who don't access social media, who don't consume YouTube content, who just play the game. They might just summon for their favorite characters, right? So these types of characters showing up, it's significant. So at least Global's getting it. That's good. So now let's go through all of the in-game announcements on the Global side of the game. Let's do these quickly, and then we'll talk about the JP data download. So we'll start with the, no, let's not start with that one. Let's start with this one. Red Ribbon Army Part 2. So this is the second Dragon Ball story event chapter for the Kid Goku thing. This is now going to allow for the Kid Goku to Dokkan Awaken into the LR Pirate Goku, the unit that dropped on JP. Was it during Golden Week? No, it was during Goku Day. They got it during Goku Day, and so, you know, a lot of people were butthurt on the Global side about this, but eventually we knew we were going to get it. So now we're getting it. So we will be caught up with JP when it comes to this. When it comes to that story event, I believe it's like 19 stones, so it's 8 levels times 2, 16, 17, 18, 19. So 19 more Dragon Stones coming in from this, and you'll be able to obtain all the medals and the pieces needed to awaken the character. So that is good, and eventually he will receive an EZA. So that's cool. What else do we have in terms of in-game news? We got Ultimate Clash. Now, Ultimate Clash, Dokkan has definitely made a concerted effort to catch Global up in terms of the unit EZAs. In terms of the clashes themselves, Proton did the due diligence, and I think it was something where, like, Global is jumping every couple clashes. So we don't have the same gap in between EZAs like we used to. Because like we used to, it was just a normal progression. You get the EZA, and then like 2 more clashes, nothing changes. And then after that, the third clash, a new EZA emerges. But now it's kind of been happening like every other one instead of every 2 or something like that. They've basically been accelerating the EZAs, but the actual clashes were still technically behind. I don't know if they're either going to make up for all of those lost clashes through other means, or if they're simply just going to forget about those, but we'll have to wait and see. But the point is, they have moved us up. So now we got the Babidi Deborah, the final EZA to catch up to JP. This is actually a pretty decent EZA, so I do want to go over what this does. And if you have the Prime Battle Babidi Boo EZA, then this is a great combination with that one in terms of synergy. In terms of a slot 1, slot 2 dynamic, maybe not so much, but then again, it's free to play, so you only have so much of an expectation. So this is a Majin Buu Saga key plus 4, 150% lead. Greatly raises defense for 1 turn, causes Colossal, lowers attack, and seals super attack. Greatly raises attack and defense, causes Mega Colossal, lowers defense, high chance to stun. All right, cool. Then for the passive key plus 8 attack and defense plus 188, plus an additional attack and defense plus 88% when launching a super attack. Launches an additional super attack when key is 22 or higher, and there is a Majin Buu Saga category ally attacking in the same turn.
Okay.
Dodge plus 20% per Majin Buu Saga category ally attacking in the same turn, and an additional dodge chance of 10% when all allies attacking the same turn are Majin Buu Saga. Ooh, very nice. Plus an additional key plus 6 attack and defense plus 66%, and a great chance for attacks to be crit when the target enemy has a status, any sort of status effect. That is cool. This is significant, especially considering that the Majin Buu Saga Red Zone gives you opportunities to capitalize on things like this even in the latter stages. That is pretty key. And then Majin Power category allies key plus 3 attack and defense plus 30%, and an additional attack and defense plus 10% if they are extreme class. This is actually a pretty decent support, and this can be run on some competitive pay-to-play teams. So you know, I don't normally recommend any of the Battlefield LRs as far as like must-haves, and I don't even think this is a must-have, but if you do, this is a great pickup for Majin Buu Saga, both free-to-play and outside of free-to-play, in my opinion. You've got a good amount of dodge already built in, so if you want to make him a more consistent support, you could give him even more dodge. Critical is essentially taken care of. He fits on a very specific niche of Majin Buu Saga, extreme class with some boos in there. So yeah, this is a good character in terms of like what we expect from free-to-plays. And best link buddy, Bobbity Boo. So yeah, pretty cool. All right, let me know what you guys think about that one in the comments down below. Next, actually, you know what? Let me read this. The number of times you can exchange for Bobbity Boo and LR Fortnite and LR, or just the Elder Kai, is increased. Okay, so you can get more of them. Battlefield memory is one of the rarest currencies in the game. Even myself, I struggle to keep up with the characters that come in. I don't have everybody rainbowed because it is just so difficult. So if you are struggling to make, you know, decisions on who to pick up, just don't pick anything until you really find something that really fits a team that you're looking for. Number of times you can exchange for Bobbity Deborah, up to 5 times, now up to 10. LR Fortnite used to be once, now it can be up to 2 times. Kais, don't worry about the Kais. You should never waste those currency on Kais. You should never spend your currency on anything other than the characters and like the medals that you need to awaken some of the characters, if that. Okay. What else we got here? Majin, no, not Majin. Movie Edition 2 Red Zone. So finally, Global is getting this. This is the final challenge event that is going to be dropping and releasing new stages until the 9-year anniversary. So this consists of 7 stages. So we are getting first Mercenary Tao and Dr. Wheelo. If you want more information on what they do, you simply click on this and it'll tell you. I don't want to do that because I don't want to spoil it for myself. But if you want to find out what the event details are, simply click on dokkaninfo.com in the link of my video in the description down below. Make sure the flag is either the top 2 flags right here, the UK or Japan. And then you go to event, click on challenge, and then you scroll to the bottom and you look for all of the little images with red glowing from them. This is your red zone. So then you look for the one that looks like the Movie Edition 2, which is this one. And then you can click on this and you can find it. So hopefully that will answer a lot of the questions that you may have about some of these events. I don't want to know what they do. So we have the first 2 stages coming in now, and I believe we will be getting until stage 4. I think between parts 1 and 2, we will get stages 1 and 2 in part 1, and then 3 and 4 in part 2 with the Ginyu banner probably. And then stage 5, I believe, drops during the countdown week leading to 9-year anniversary. And then 6 and 7 will drop along with part 1 of the 9-year anniversary. Looking at the JP missions, I think that's what happened, because this was before their anniversary. It was the Super Saiyan 3 Goku celebration, right? I don't even remember what the celebrations were. Who cares? 12/27, 12/27. So stages 1 and 2. Then stage 3 and 4, they were dated for January 11th, January 28th, January 11th. Wait, what? Oh, this is different. Okay, so this mission dropped alongside the start of the 9-year anniversary. Okay, but still, 1/11, 1/11. That's for 3 and 4. And then stage 5 starts January 19th for JP. That was 1 week before the anniversary, so that's basically countdown. And then 6, 7, all of these missions, plus that one up here on stage 3, all that dropped on January 28th, which is basically the start of the anniversary. So there you go. That should be happening in the exact same way for Global as well. New challenges. I don't know if these events are tougher than the Majin Buu Saga Red Zones. JP players, if you want to chime in the comments down below, feel free. I'm willing to bet that these are not as challenging, just because JP had to experience Majin Buu Saga after these. So if that's the case, the newer ones have to be tougher, but we'll see. And I think that's it. Oh, and then of course, yeah, the new Dokkan event. Even if you're not summoning for the character, do the Dokkan event, Dokkan Awakening support medal missions. Those are only for a limited time, but they will give you easy medals. So that way, eventually, when the Frieza comes back, you can pick up less medals at that time to awaken the character. So that is definitely something you should do. And then the Whis event revamp is coming up. This is going to be the first of what I'm hoping is going to be several new events that will replace the void that has been created from Chain Battle in terms of accessibility to skill orbs. This one apparently gives us EX skill orbs, but from what I've seen on social media when it comes to like people's opinions of this event, people don't like it. So I don't actually know. JP players, feel free to chime in. How has this been in terms of skill orbs? How does it compare to Chain Battle? Let us know. This will also be coming up for the celebration. So that wraps up the global side of the game in terms of in-game announcements. Now, lastly, let's take a look at the JP data download. So in the JP data download, they got the usual stuff that we would expect. Rosé, Trunks. They also got Krillin. We'll check out the Krillin details. They have a new quest mode area of 34, stages 5 through 8. So Global is once again going to be behind on this, but we will probably catch up either in part 2 of the upcoming, you know, the Ginyu celebration maybe, or perhaps in the Trap celebration in between 9-year and Worldwide. Dragon Ball Story for Resurrection F. Battlefield 75 and Burst Mode. Ooh, Migotte no Gokui is getting a Burst Mode. That's cool. And then beautiful rose-colored Terra. Cool. Yeah. And support memory. Okay, so let's take a look at a couple of those things over there. We'll start with the Krillin. So the Krillin character, we have the details courtesy of Minato. So this is a pre-ZA build because his leader skill looks like it'll eventually receive an EZA. Earthbred Fighters 50%, greatly raise attack and defense for 1 turn, cause supreme damage, greatly lowers attack. Plays entrance animation once only, attack and defense plus 180% for the rest of the battle. Chance to crit plus 82% for 3 turns if all allies are extreme class. Dude, what the heck? This is pre-ZA. Attack and defense plus 150 when attacking. Launches an additional super attack when there are 2 or more enemies. Earthbred Fighter category allies, key plus 2, attack and defense plus 20%. Recovers 20% HP at the start of the turn and guards all attacks when all allies attacking in the same turn are Earthling category allies. Oh, very nice. So it is kind of restrictive, but it is cool. It's a nice payoff. When there is an ally whose name includes Goku attacking in the same turn, or from the 5th turn from the start of battle, high chance to dodge and Earthbred Fighters, allies attack and defense plus 10%. So this is from Resurrection F, so he is going to have that very, very rare link that will probably never proc. Resurrection F, Shattering the Limit, High Compatibility, Courage, Turtle School, Solid Support, and Patrol. And then we've got categories: Earthbred Fighters, Movie Heroes, Earthlings, Battle of Wits, Turtle School, Defenders of Justice, Bond of Friendship, Bond of Parent and Child. So there you go. That is the Krillin. Let me know what you guys think about that one. Now, a couple of things that I want to touch up on real quick. Let's take a look. It doesn't matter. Support memory, we'll figure that out later. Burst Mode, Dragon Ball Story event. We'll see what's going on with that in terms of the medals, because this has been one of my biggest issues personally, just as a tryhard in Dokkan. The SR Golden Friezas have been an issue for me. They have plagued me my entire Dokkan life because I could never Dokkan Awaken all those stupid SR characters. And so I'm hoping that with this new event, they will fix that. In fact, I want to show you, I think I showed this in a previous video, but I want to show you again, because I actually did a little progress check on my own box to see. And I'm actually not as far behind as I thought. But then when I looked at how many medals I need, I'm pretty behind. So compared to JP, Global doesn't have the same amount of demand. But let me see. So this is the medal. So on Global, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have access to 6 of these SRs. There are 3 more. One is JP exclusive. I believe these 2... This one might be also JP exclusive. No, they're both on Global and JP. These are from like way back when, so I wasn't around for this. So if you guys are early day 1 players, then you have access to these and you can Dokkan Awaken them. But it just takes so much work. Each one requires each of the different medals. Depending on which form it starts off with, you need 25 of that one. So imagine having to Dokkan Awaken 5 copies of each one from SR to SSR. And then multiply that by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That's a lot, right? I really hope that they fix that. That is like one of my biggest shames. I must get that sorted out so I can move on with my life. Damn it. And then what's the last thing? Last thing is quest mode. So I'm going to do a separate video on this because I know there's going to be discussions and rumblings and debates about it. But 31-4, 33-2, and now 34-8. 34-8 has now emerged as one of the top tier candidates for best link leveling stage. I'm not going to go into further detail in this video because it's already a long video, but I will tell you that there is still a discussion to be had, and it all depends on what you're looking for. So I will do a whole other video breaking down the quest mode stuff, but you now have 3 essentially best link level stages in the game with some key differences. Again, I will clarify in another video. 31-4, 33-2, and 34-8. So yeah, JP players will get to experience this. Global not yet, but eventually we will catch up. And that's it. We are fully caught up on all things Dokkan. Man, what a ride it is to follow all of the news on Dokkan, isn't it? Aren't you glad that I covered it all for you? Guys, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to leave a like down below. Let know in the comments your thoughts on all of this news that we just went over right now. What are your thoughts on the Trunks dropping on the Frieza banner? Do you think that this is good, or do you think that this is bad? What are your thoughts on the new movie edition 2 Red Zone coming to global? Do you think it's going to be tougher or easier? JP players, chime in on whatever experiences you may have had on all these events beforehand, and let me know about anything else you have when it comes to all of this in the comments down below. Also, be sure to subscribe for more Dokkan content in the future, and click the notification bell so that you let YouTube know you're going to see more of my stuff. Do it. Thanks again. Stay tuned, and remember to Dokkan responsibly.